Welcome everyone to week two of the Irish Collegiate Esports Counter-Strike Winter Tournament. My name is Nasperad. Joining me is Evan, and today we're going to be seeing the NCI Panthers take on the UCD Leviathans. Evan, how are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm very excited for this game. This should be a nice showcase of what the best of the tournament has to offer. Both teams done very well in the past. UCD, I believe, runners up for the last I think four tournaments, if I'm not mistaken.
If they
So
haven't been directly first or second, they've been in the top of everything I've been watching. So,
I think they've come second almost every time except the first year, if I'm not mistaken.
well, time to fix that. Come on,
Yeah.
lads. How many? I recognize a lot of these names from last year. Now, we're just for anyone at home, we're currently watching the game get set up, people joining in, warming up. So I'm seeing a load of names from you on the UCD side, Incipiens, Mr. Turtle, and Ruben. Like they were here last year and they did brilliantly themselves. Um, how many of them have been around for about that long? I doubt any of them been around since I started.
Yeah, the thing about the UCD team is even if they haven't been playing in ice that much, like Danny and Aiden, I believe is their fifth. They've been around the Irish scene for years at this stage. Like Danny in particular is one of the highest rated players in Face It in Ireland, and Aiden as well, a great player. I've actually had the pleasure of playing on a team with him in the past. He's a brilliant mind for the game. So expect some big things coming out of UCD tonight anyway. As well as obviously Mr. Turtle, just solid all around. Incipiens, well, we all know Incipiens. He's consistent fragger, ridiculously low sensitivity, but yet still manages to have shaky aim. And Ruben, of course, who has done his switching between the different UCD teams, but he's a very solid fit on the A team here, and he's been putting out the numbers as far as I'm aware to keep up.
Mr. Turtle's absolutely terrifying with the AWP, if I remember right. I remember last year just
Absolutely,
Ian Cardinal being just flabbergasted by some of the shots he was hitting. And as an a high sense player myself, twitchiness is just the name of the game. You learn to live with the twitch.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Turtle's one of those uppers that he'll be caught in like a really bad spot. You'll click onto the enemy expecting him to die, and then you'll just see the kill feed. Somehow he's hit like a collateral and a no scope. Like,
We're just waiting for the players to get set up. Yeah, I'm being told by our lovely game coordinator that the picks and bans are currently happening now. Which maps do you think well the teams will be wanting to play on rather than which maps will come out?
I know UCD last week played Vertigo. It's
They played
been my
really?
yeah, from my knowledge, that was actually a screw up on the veto. They didn't mean to play that, but they did well on it regardless. So I'm wondering, maybe will we see Vertigo coming out now that they have confidence on it? Otherwise, I know their favorite maps are Overpass and Mirage. They're pretty good fans of them. Over on NCI, I'm not sure. They could be wildcards. I know they have played Train in previous tournaments, which
A bit
could well
rarity
see
on
them keeping up.
ice. Yeah, rarity on ice. We don't
Mm.
see train come out very often. And from like we're talking up the UCD side because we have Evan here who is just very knowledgeable on the UCD side. Well, for as far as NCI, I remember Comeback King being brilliant last season. Although I do
Mm.
see a couple new names, Zovbeef and Jerkmon. Maybe the names have just been different, but I don't recognize these guys, so I'm excited to see what they bring out onto the NCI this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems they've got a mostly the same core of Combat King, Fyrus, and Fabulous Sean. They're two of the last season anyway. They were some of the best performers on NCI. Combat King in particular, absolutely stellar last year. I think maybe only one or two games passed in the entire tournament where he had less than 30 kills. Like absolutely stunning to watch him. Um, and yeah, Fyrus and Fabulous Sean obviously still two very solid players. NCI this year are playing without Cinder, however, for the first time. So be interesting to see how they manage to hold up without that sort of experience that he brought to the team.
And how they adapt. Okay, so hang on. The bands are coming in. NCI have taken Train out. UCD have decided not to play in Dust 2. NCI shot back by removing Overpass, and UCD removed Vertigo. So that leaves NCI picking Inferno, and UCD have picked Nuke. I am very excited to see Nuke.
Absolutely, I can't believe I forgot to mention Nuke. That is, I know it's one of Aiden's favorite maps and Incipien's favorite maps. Personally, one of mine too. When I was on UCD, it was always a map we would absolutely push for as hard as we could because everyone's just very comfortable on it. So I think UCD would be pretty happy managing to get that pick in there.
Hmm. Oh, it's gonna be good. I just love Nuke solely because it's like Train. It's one of those maps that never gets played. You see a lot of Dust 2, you see a lot of Mirage, you see a lot of Inferno because teams are practiced on it. They know what they're doing. But I like to see Nuke. Partially the same reason I like to see Vertigo because it's different. If for those of you who don't play Counter Strike too often, the sound cues are audible almost everywhere. You can hear someone walking on one bomb site from the other site, so you can just and of course the rotations are so quick. You can drop down from one to the other very quickly, and just react very fast on the CT side. It's just an interesting map to watch. Um, less so of Vertigo, or less so for Vertigo, but that's only because teams aren't practiced on it. Yeah, everyone has to have one map they drop.
Absolutely, and Nuke obviously as well is one of those iconic Counter-Strike maps of all time. It's been in the game since way back when. You could probably tell me all about that. I believe you've been
Back in
a player
my
yourself.
day, oh. Yeah, Nuke's a very old map. If you've actually watched the original advertisements for Global Offensive, Nuke is the map that they're sparring off on and stuff. So yeah, Nuke's a absolutely historic map in the game. And the CS:GO rendition is very interesting as well. But unfortunately for me, even though I love those interesting maps, the very first map we're heading off to will be NCI's pick of Inferno. UCD were offered which side they would like to start on, and they chose to start on the counter-terrorist side, as is tradition.
Indeed, yeah. I think this first map will be a very very interesting game. Um, Personally, because I'm biased, I have to say I think UCD are going to win this. But I think this will be a very very entertaining game.
All right, last minute coordination. Alrighty, yeah, no, Nuke is brilliant as well. We played it was played last week, and I forget. How could I forget who it was? Uh, wasn't Was it Adzo? I think on WIT just sat up in the apartments with a Mag 7 for like 4 rounds in a row and just made absolute cash with that. Honestly, like Inferno is a brilliant close range map, which I love to see just because it lets people use more weapons in the M4 and the AK and the AWP. Lets people shine in situations that you wouldn't see on classical maps like maybe Dust 2.
That's a great point. Yeah. In particular on the CC side, because the economy is just so important on CT, especially holding banana and taking a bit of mid control. It's quite common to see SMGs and even the lesser rifles come out on full buys for the CTs just so they can get that extra utility.
Well, yeah, and the economy is always more important on CC sides, considering now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I miss some updates. Okay, I'm not perfect. Um, but buying up on Terror site, getting all of your gear is still cheaper than it is on CT site, solely because the M4, which is the counter-terrorist main rifle, is just more expensive than the AK. So you're always having to worry a little bit more on the counter-terrorist side about, do I spend $200 here on a flashbang? Am I dropping 500 on a smoke grenade here? When you're thinking about next round and worrying that you're not going to be able to afford, the absolute mainstay of the defensive side, which would be the M4A4 or the M4A1S.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also the fact to consider that no matter how a game is going, there's always going to be an equal amount, if not more, bomb plants than bomb diffuses, just due to how the game works. So the T's will also always have that sort of economy boost from having the more plants rather than the more diffuses.
Exactly. Which is always good to see. And the horrible, Sophie's choice moment of the counter terrorists standing around looking at each other like, do we do it? Do we do it? Do we have the money, the time to bother? Are we bothered to retake the site, or will we just run off to the other end and hopefully not get picked? Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's go live to where we have just begun. Let's hope my binds are still working. Yes, they are. You can't trust this game sometimes, and I'm glad you decided to work for me today. The HFs are out, UCD on CT, NCI on T side, and our first map is Nuke.
Lots of smokes coming out from the T side here. 4 smokes. Looks like they're going to be doing some sort of a middle grenades. Going to catch Danny there.
Oh, my favorite, the tactical blob. Everyone standing in top mid.
A lot of smoke still being held onto. I have a feeling this might be some sort of a wrap or something else. They're just all keeping them for the afterplant. Incipients has a lot of information here, though.
They've made a lot of noise, but haven't made any on that side. Incipients now knows that not only has he dropped a T, there's no one on banana, so they've sent number 5 there, who is UCD's Michael Medieval Monarchy. His name is Michael now.
Aiden.
Well, I'm calling him Michael now. That's what he gets for his naming himself Michael. But anyway, they sent him over from B side to help on the defensive A, and the attack is going down. It's just down to 1CT versus 1T versus 3. Director, I will fight you. Zobi can't take it down. Incipien's just knowing he has the space, wandering through the map and finding the last kill on the last T.
That was the first round for UCD on the board.
Decisive, a nice decisive victory as well. They didn't lose too many people.
Exactly, yeah. I wonder what NCI did they have an alternative plan there that Incipien's banana push kind of foiled a little bit there, because they still had lots of smokes at the end there. I was wondering what the deal was with that.
It looks like NCI's round 2 plan begins with D and ends with Co, because the deco's out. Just Sean not able to afford that powerful hand cannon. This boost from Ruben could be good. He gets one on Comeback King, although he does have to drop down and stay safe. Incipiens will find fires. Ruben will find a second on the Jerkman. He'll find a third on the Zobi. Can he get the last one? Sean dodging snipers and SMGs, and he can't do it. Incipiens and Ruben will hold banana. That was a beautiful round for UCD.
I thought Ruben was just going to fall back there with that red low HP, but nope. Another peek, another kill, and another peek and another kill. Unstoppable. And he's going to hold on to his scout going into the third round here, which, interestingly enough, NCI have opted to buy all Mac 10s and armor.
Oh,
that's not something you see every day.
This is another thing starting with B, and it sounds like the great and honorable B rush. Sean spraying into the smoke. He can't find anybody though.
Into the meat grinder NCI go. There's 3 UCD players here just waiting. All kills, 2 smokes so far. Danny picking up 2. Incipien's picking up 1. Incipien's getting his second, and now it's just Comeback King left on the low HP, but he'll be dropped by Aiden. And that is a clean round from UCD. Wow.
2 rounds with 0 casualties for the UCD, so that's putting them on the money side already miles ahead. Incipien's sitting on 8,000 because he's been using that submachine gun. Meanwhile, in the NCI, they're struggling to break 3,000 each, and it looks like we're going to have another deco.
Indeed we are. And UCD doing the smart thing here and just holding on to those second round weapons into the 4th round.
Of course, as the rounds go on, people are going to start buying armor. You can see that NCI only have some armor among them because they're trying to save money. Ruben, what was that, Zobi? Ruben just get headshotted through the smoke. It is a common spot. You can kind of assume someone's going to be there, but still. Whoa! You love to see it.
You absolutely do. As Incipiens will get a trade out onto Comeback King, leaving us in a 4 versus 4 now. Tees look like they want to move towards Banana. Aiden in such a strong spot will rip the head off of Zov. It looks like he's going to flash Incipiens in, and this could be perfect timing. And that it will be. Incipiens. Oh no, he somehow wasn't flashed, and he gets dropped by the first player. The trades are just happening, and now it's a 2 versus 1.
Sean.
Fabulous Sean.
Fabulous Sean doing well. I love seeing these. He's even upgraded to a FAMAS. It's not the best rifle the CT side can bring, but it's certainly better than the Desert Eagle he walked into this round with.
Only 20 HP to his name. He has a lot of work to do here. He's heard the first. Gonna let him pass. This is huge. He could, if he gets... Oh, he gets 180'd by Mr. Turtle. What a roller coaster of emotions that round was.
Turtle just too quick on the draw. I love these rounds, which are apparently just boiling down to throw a smoke grenade and hold mouse 1. I mean, I'm not sure how much tactics goes into them, but hey, they're cool, and it's put NCI in a position where they can start buying up. Now that is money that accumulated money from losing consecutively, but it's now put them at the point where they can buy up fully. We're in what we in the know, push my glasses up and do the nerd snort, call the first gun round.
Indeed, but interesting to note that it is 2 rounds later than it typically does happen. Straight away though, Jetman dropped right down to 22 HP, only 40 something damage done to Incipiens in return. Tees are opting for that early banana control.
Well, up over here, Virus and Zobi moving towards the apartments, just trying to scout them out. They've been pushing Banana and B an awful lot, so may as well make some noise in the opposite direction. Slowed to a bit of a crawl. Whoa! Ruben will manage to pick up Jerkman, but Fabulous Sean will immediately trade him back, and that's the attack on the B side started, though he will be dropped by Incipients. Comeback King has the bomb, and he's not too confident on this attack. He's going back to A. They've made some nice noise over the apartments. Maybe it's time to give Plan A a try.
There's a flash will come out from middle. The T's push out, but Slobby will get the entry onto Aiden in apartments, and Danny's just hiding on site with that MP9. Virus will clear him though, and that should be the A site now for NCI, as that bomb will go down and that rotate comes in. But at this rate, you gotta wonder, are they just gonna hold on to their weapons, or are they actually gonna go for this?
They have a money advantage. I think there's not much concern on that. Well, money and around advantage. I don't think there's much to lose if they do try to go for this.
They can certainly poke and see what prods. He's working up short. He will be spotted out by Beef, as Beef does a significant amount of damage onto him. And the time is ticking.
I think the call may be to just hold for the bomb. Zobeef will find Incipients, and Mr. Turtle's taking that as his cue to leave. That AWP costs about $4,000, and he'd like to keep that for next round. Thank you very much. And all of the T side managing to survive by getting into good spots. That was a very good round for NCI. That's going to put them in a much better position to close this now 3-round gap that UCD have opened up so far.
Absolutely. And looking at NCI's economy as well, that Mach 10 round they had, although it didn't work out in their favor, it enabled them to build up a good amount of bank just in reserves. So that if they do lose another round, they're not forced onto like a full eco round. They can still get another like pretty decent buy, maybe even an AWP. Although I know that's not too common on T-side for the moment. Looks like it's going to be apartments. NCI has a bit of damage is done to that apartment's wall to Danny there.
Danny and Aiden holding a very close angle on that apartment. Zobeef's about to head on. Zobeef will find the kill. He will be traded out by Danny, but Comeback King knows he's there. The hunt is on. Comeback King will get the trade back, putting us into a 4v3. Jerkman lurking over into B will find Incipients on the rotate. And the attack on the A has begun. Mr. Turtle has to fight off 3 of the terrorist side as the bomb does go down thanks to Fires.
Looks like UCD have already made the decision to just hold on to those 2 AWPs. A big investment going into this round, picking up that second one, but they seem comfortable enough. NCI going to hold on to 4 AKs again, building up some more bank. And UCD's is actually running a little tight here. They'll be able to buy next round, but I think unless they win the next round, they'll actually be forced onto an eco the round after.
Right, you are, especially since Ruben and Mr. Turtle aren't going to be getting much money for the end of the round, considering, hopefully, for them, they will be surviving. That may be up for question, although Mr. Turtle will find Jerkman on the lurk, trying to get the last kills. Virus knows where Mr. Turtle is. He wants that headshot, but he's not going to find it.
Mr. Turtle, disciplined enough not to re-peek that. Gotta respect that. But even still, NCI more than happy. Another round on the board, and they held on to 3 rifles. Their money's booming at the moment.
Yeah, it's only been 2 rounds since UCD were you know, about $8,000 in the bank, and now they're like, Danny's out of money. He's broke.
Yeah, he doesn't even have full util or kit this round.
Doesn't even have a helmet. Forgot to bring his helmet. That grenade dump banana won't find anybody, but maybe some of these wall bangs may. That's it. He will find one to Jerkman, although Comeback King will get him with a frag grenade right on his feet. Incipients gonna grab that off, hopefully pick up where Incipients left off, and Mr. Turtle trying to fill the gaps in B site. Meanwhile, the terror side haven't got their picks in B, are off to A.
Just 2 CT players here now to hold off the 4-man push. The Molotov will come out, which will delay that short push. And probably give that Apps player a bit of time to maybe fight. As Virus is going to push out. Shot in the back. He'll just jumping headshot Danny as Aiden gets ripped off on site as well by Fabulous Sean. And that is again the A site loss in favor of NCI. The bomb will go down, just leaving Mr. Turtle and Incipients to retake or save.
Double up setup. Not the best for retakes. Unless you can wallbang everyone, and Incipients is very much trying. Some AK shots will go back to his way. Comeback King will find Mr. Turtle in the library, and Incipients. Now there's 4 bloodthirsty terrorists running for him. He'll find 2 on Sean and Comeback King. I think Virus and Zobeef may have slowed down. Unless Iris can find Sipians in CT spawn.
He's just made a footstep at that. Sipians is aware, and he will get that headshot. And the fourth
Whoa!
touch is so thief! What is
Incipients!
going on? This man has been doing his free-for-all before the game, you can tell. 12 and 13 right now is his score. And that was Mr. Turtle's first step as well.
That's a very interesting question from Comeback King. Is this deathmatch? Unfortunately, despite the amazing display, it's going to be a Desert Eagle eco round for UCD, apart from Incipients, who gets to keep that off as a lovely trophy. You will get the first damage of the round too, throwing a frag grenade onto Comeback King down the banana.
It's interesting actually, by holding on to that AWP, what he's allowed UCD to do is to take the eco this round and have like a really, really good buy next round, if he manages to hold on to it again, of course. But if he had died there, UCD could have opted for like a force buy this round, or perhaps just a full eco, but now they're able to comfortably share around that extra money, which I think will play out in their favor in the round after this.
Some shoulder peeking there from Jerkman. He's trying to have a look. And now let's just have a look at something that I find very fascinating. With the Desert Eagle Eco, you got this double setup watching this angle. In fact, it's a triple setup because of 3 of them hiding behind the pillar even. Zobeef has no idea. Oh, with 50 seconds left on the clock, it looks like the decision's been made. They're heading over to B.
That's something I know UCD love to do, is just on the eco round stack 3 people in the exact same position. Incipients will get the opening kill onto Fabulous Sean. The initial trade does not come in, but the util does. Mr. Twiddle will get tagged out half, and Incipients is forced to give up the site.
He'll find one on the comeback and he'll find 2 on the jerk! Incipients down to 10 HP, can't hold on, he's being flanked from all directions, and now it's down to Danny and Aiden to finish it out, and they do with those Desert Eagles.
What a round for Mr. Turtle in particular, with those 2 Deagle headshots out of nowhere. And then Danny and Aiden to come clean it up. That was incredible. And they managed to hold on to that AWP as well, which is absolutely huge. And they're going to have a very comfortable buy this round. NCI also pretty good on the... Oh, actually, no, I thought there was 2 drops guns there. But they're going to opt for 2 pistols as well as 3 AKs.
It's an interesting decision given Virus and Comeback King do have quite a bit of money between them, but maybe it's just... they're planning for bigger things next round. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see 2 dropped AKs there. It would have enabled Jackman to buy for util as well. Which maybe, as you said, maybe there is something in the works here for NCI as they put some think into this.
Big funks going out there as the NCI Panthers carefully comb second mid area of the map before finally deciding that Banana is their killing field. Jerkman going to lead the charge to Ruben with the AWP watching the corner. Smokes and flashes are gone. A minute left on the clock. Assault begins. Smoker again going to block off Ruben very well. Sipians will find the first kill, only to be traded immediately by Fires, and it looks like that's bomb down.
Ruben, what a shot through the smoke! He plays that sun cube perfectly.
Now, what was that? Comeback King will find a second on the Mr. Turtle. Absolutely amazing. Can he find a third? He won't. Aiden will eventually just take him down there, and Fires and Zobeef having to defend the site against 3 counter-terrorists. Fires taking quite a bit of damage from the fire and eventually picked off by Aiden. Just Zobeef left. Aiden will see him, Aiden will kill him, and the round is very much over. Everyone has kids.
Indeed, lovely triple kill coming in from Aiden on the retake there. Looks like NCI are going to call a pause to fix some technical issues by the looks of it.
Ah, the tech pause. Good old tech pause. Can we spend a minute talking about that insta-kill through the smoke on... Yeah, it's a default plant spot, but that... You can't keep doing that with an op. Come on.
Yup. First try as well. He waited that extra second just to think, where exactly is that lineup? And he headshots him. It's just disgusting.
Give them extra second, make them, just be sure it's not a fake or anything, and then just delete the guy through the smoke when they have no idea you're there. Like, in fairness, they probably should have run into that smoke and checked that no one was actually in coffins, but, sometimes you get excited, sometimes you forget, and sometimes CTs charge you from CT spawn, you get a bit distracted.
I think ideally you'd want like if you don't want to risk like pushing through the smoke, just a Molotov on the other side of it would do the trick perfectly. Looks like this is going to be a fast banana play from NCI. The counter Molotovs are good coming in. Comeback King has been isolated. He's going to have to get out. He does get tagged a little bit to the edge of that wall, but he's comfortably okay now for the moment.
There's always more Molotovs. Jerkman throwing, just lobbing grenades down the top of Banana at Incipients and Ruben, although they have now fallen back, giving Banana control to the terrorist side.
There's a solid Banana take from NCI and a good attempt at holding it from UCD. They did everything right there by falling off to allow them to have control. 2 versus 3 would not be favourable in that scenario, and I think they recognise that.
You're inevitably going to lose positions like Banana. You're going to lose it eventually. So best delay as long as you can, take as much damage out of the terrorist team as you can, and then fall back. Make them wonder what to do next. Useful smokes going out, but it looks like it's a fake, as NCI have just darted to the other end of the map, but it's not going to fool Mr. Turtle, who's already rotating back to A side.
Brilliant flash through the smoke of Banana there, allowed Incipients to get all that information that there are no T's there. And they smelt that and the rotates and come in. Right as NCI pushed out the first kill going in favour of UCD as Danny takes out Virus. Incipients gets 2 onto Sean and Jackman and a 3rd onto Comeback King. And it's Zovbeef left in a 1 versus 5, but he will fall to Aiden. Excellent round for UCD. Incipients picking up a triple kill for his 17th kill in only the 11th round.
He's on 17 kills, excuse me. Quick look at the scoreboard. Incipient's just rocketing ahead of everyone else. Doing brilliantly, I have to say. 17 kills, 1 assist, 5 deaths. He doesn't need help. He'll just murder the entire terrorist team whenever he feels like it, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said earlier, you can tell he did his deathmatch before this one. A Molotov kill coming out there, and it looks like they're trying to go for the push, but Incipients 2 lovely kills onto Virus and Comeback King. He will peek out, but he will be punished for it as he dinked down to 7 HP. Again, triple kill for him already. Ruben takes out Zovbeef, and it's just fabulous. Sean left in 1 versus 5, spotted out on the ramp. Not much hope for him in this round.
No, maybe he can take down make a few CTs go down with him as he's trying to battle Ruben. That flash is gonna flash in, gonna help Ruben try to get the advantage. Although he is gonna miss, and eventually Sean will find the headshot and take down the offer. Although Danny coming down second mid will catch him off guard and close off the round for UCD, putting a 5-round lead for UCD. And off coming out on the T side, Comeback King. He's gonna bankrupt himself to get it.
I actually quite like this. NCI have realised something's not working for them on their buy rounds since UCD have got their economy back. They need to switch it up. They need to probably just go for those picks, try and get a man advantage early on, and play off flash. Interesting that he's opted to take it to Banana. UCD just charged down mid. Danny gets a free kill onto Fabulous Sean, but Virus picks up the trade and gets 1 into Aiden in return. And now NCI have that man advantage. And Banana.
I turned the auto director off for 3 seconds so I could watch Comeback King try to get a kill, and then UCD run down mid. They're outsmarting me, and I'm not happy with this. Doing brilliant though. Although there is now a man advantage in the NCI side. Well, it's a wounded man advantage, as everyone except Jerkman has taken quite a bit of damage, especially Comeback King is on 12 HP.
Oh!
And another man advantage!
It's just Ruben left from the A bomb site. He will spray Comeback King through that smoke, and Zovbeef shoots him back through the head. Through the smoke.
If you shoot
Incipients in a 1 versus 3.
Shoot my teammate through the smoke, well I'll shoot you right back! Incipients at the top of mid there. Double check, no one's hiding in boiler or down mid. Hear the sounds on the site, it's just now a matter of figuring out where Zovbeef and Virus are.
Catch play with his knife out, that is sloppy. From Virus, but Zovbeef confident enough to take that one-on-one engagement, and he will take out Incipients, preventing Incipients from reaching 22 kills instead of just finishing on 21. And that is NCI's 4th round on the board, making this half a little bit closer every step of the way as we enter our 13th round so far. Full buy coming out from both teams. Good util on both sides.
Should be an interesting round to see. Just trying to close the gap for the round switch coming up soon. Hopefully making their CT side a little easier to close game out. And a much more traditional split at the moment. 2 players up in apps and 3 checking mid and banana. Not as aggressive as the rushes we've been seeing coming out from NCI thus far, although sometimes it's important to change the tempo a bit. Ruben, I have to check my notes. Ruben trying to engage down banana and faring much worse than Jerkman, who he was trying to shoot through the smoke, getting away from that with only 6 HP.
Looks like the Cheese now are going to be setting up some sort of an A take. They failed to pull a rotate with that banana engagement as there are now 4 UCD players over on the A-bomb site.
I think the engagement down banana may have actually convinced UCD that it was going to be an A take.
Yeah.
Smoke's going out, flashes are being deployed, trying to cover angles, and it looks like no Carnot Terrace is going to pull them mid. The Terrorists have just snuck up to the site, right into the crossfire of Danny, Ruben, and most of the UCD team. Incipients will find Fire trying to sneak around the other way, and that's going to be the round for UCD.
Excellent patience there from Ruben. He was just hiding in that graveyard position at the stairs. And as soon as his team made that first contact, he just popped up and shot 2 players in the head, looking in the complete opposite direction. Easy peasy. Can't go Whiffmeister on that when he's just feeling that position. It's 9-4 now for UCD. The rounds are quickly slipping away from NCI as they're forced onto another deco.
Maybe it's a matter of them thinking their CT rounds will make up for it, though a lot of these banana rushes are making me think they have more confidence than they do. But Ruben immediately deleted by Fyrus with a deagle headshot, and now the rush of banana has begun. Mr. Turtle has been asked to rotate. He's in CT spawn. A bit too late to catch anybody on the cross. It's just Incipients who will just be overwhelmed by the T team. And you see I have B bomb site with the bomb down. It is a 5v3. Mr. Turtle's gonna go for one. He will find Sean. He will find Fyrus, but unfortunately Jerkman will finally shut him down.
What he has given his team a chance here now is it's a 2 versus 3 instead of a 2 versus 5. And again, it's not very good in the old weapons department. Comeback King has an AK, but he's only on 21 HP. As Aiden will find that first King onto Jackman. That's a 2 versus 2. But Comeback King, crisp headshot onto Aiden. And Danny picks up 2 in return, a 1 versus 2. And he's just enough time to defuse. That was dicey there. That got very, very close.
Very back.
NCI.
Yeah, very back and forth. Mr. Turtle did very well holding on if the church just taking down those last 2. Plenty of AKs in the round. None of them on the T side though, so someone's got the weapon shipments mixed up, I think.
Possibly, but looking at the weapons now, it looks like the AKs are certainly back in NCI's favor, because from an eco round, getting that bomb down and 4 kills is absolutely massive. Comeback King nearly able to pull off that 1 versus 2.
The scoreboard very quickly, just Incipients already hitting 20. We haven't even hit half time. He's having an absolutely brilliant game at the moment.
I think this is going to be a late banana take coming out from the CTs here as the Harlem Smoke comes in, they're going to double flash in, but Comeback King fully flashbang will shoot out Incipients. As Ruben is forced to fall back, but it looks like he's going to fake a flash, but it doesn't catch Jackman, and Ruben gets caught overextending just a little bit.
Aiden finding Zobeef down mid, just trying to cover the angles. B bomb site was wide open, so Mr. Turtle got moved around, although Jerkman just going to return back to mid to pick up Aiden. And just find where the rest of the CT team is. Probably Sean within centimeters of Danny without knowing, and I think the call may be made to go up B. To see in a 2v3, the Terrorists NCI very much have the advantage, the man advantage.
It is going to be Mr. Turtle with the AWP to make the first contact as he takes out Jackman to the edge of the wall. To the edge of the coffin, sorry. Bringing it into a 2 versus 2. Bomb should be planted here. Fabulous, Sean. I wonder will Mr. Turtle go for the wallbang, and he will dink him for 16 damage. That's unreal.
That's much more insult than injury, if I'm honest.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Turtle heard that dink too. He knows what he did. As he now finds himself in a 1 versus 2. Danny is ripped off by Comeback King. And Comeback King will pick up that 2nd kill for his 3rd in the round. And finishing the half 10-5 in favor of UCD.
5-10. 10 in the favor of UCD, 5 for the NCI Panthers. Should be. This is gonna be probably a close round, depending on how UCD's terrorist side goes. If they get the early momentum and get a very nice economy advantage over NCI, we may see a very quick win for the UCD side. But if NCI can just gain the early advantage, this could get very close, if not go into overtime.
Absolutely. The thing with 10-5s on Inferno is it's just out of the comfort zone for the team starting on CT now. They very much need to pick up that pistol round, whereas UCD, they have a bit of leeway here. They can afford to lose pistol, although I'm sure they don't want to. They would like to move on to that second map as early as possible, give NCI minimum amount of chance in this first map. Looking at the buys, it's just going to be a singular smoke and a flash on the entirety of the UCD team. The rest all opting for armor, and just a P250 as well. Whereas over on NCI, a lot of util across the board, multiple flashbangs, a smoke, a Molotov, 2 smokes, a Molotov, and a HE grenade.
Obviously, UCD wanting to either upgrade or just hang on to that utility for next round. Fyros will make the first engagement with Aiden and stop them approaching the balcony. Sipiens trying to get out of Boiler, although he does have 2 CTs, keeping an eye on that position. Fyros will find Ruben even in the apartments after the incendiary grenade has dissipated. I think that has been the death knell for the A push. And now the terrorist team are heading up B. They will lose 1 to Jerkman. Will they lose more? No, Mr. Turtle will find the refrag. Although, Comeback King with grenade, although he is trying to clear it. Fabulous Sean trying to approach from mid, and Aiden isn't having any of it. CTs they're all out of position now in NCI.
30 seconds left on the clock, and UCD are running towards that MTA bomb site. It's just going to be Zofbeef left Fyros left there to fight. He will take enough damage. I think he will drop. And that's giving UCD the shot. And somehow Danny lands that headshot onto Zofbeef, dropping him to 17 HP. And somehow this is just turned around in UCD's favor.
Brilliant quick decisions and site switching there is keeping UCD or keeping NCI on their toes. And this final fight, Comeback King will find Danny. Mr. Turtle will get Comeback King, and Zophai onto Aiden. It's just Zophai having to find Mr. Turtle behind this pillar. They're both below 20 HP. They could shoot each other's toes and they could get the kill. And Zophbeef will find Mr. Turtle in the end with plenty of time to defuse.
Indeed, if you're NCI, you're pretty happy with that round. Although it got close. I got a little dicey. The rotates were pretty good, if not a little slow towards that A. And as a result, they're able to pick up that pistol round. And that's going to put them back on competing terms here, as the score is now 10-6, and they have significant advantage, obviously, going into the second round, having just won the pistol.
The SMGs are coming out, and a couple Deagles are sighted on UCD. Exactly what you expect out of round 2.
Indeed, I'm loving NCI's coordination with their SMG buys. That's a lethal grenade onto 4 incipients there, dropped to 26.
Alright. Pardon everyone on stream, we've had a minor bug. By all means, Evan, do keep talking.
Something happened.
Yes, the joy of new graphics cards. We will be back with audio, with video in a moment. I just need to reboot the Counter-Strike.
Okay.
By all means, keep us going. I won't be more than a minute.
Absolutely. The T's have pushed into the apartments position here. Just 3 of them. 2 still opting towards T-spawn and Banana. Pretty spread out here, but they have pulled a rotate towards the A bomb site. Incipients will be the first to fall to Jacqueline, making it a 4 versus 5 in favor of NCI. Fabulous Sean will spot out Aiden, takes him out as well. As he spots another player towards mid, he will take out Ruben too with that MP9. 2 versus 5. 1 versus 5 as Danny is now just left with the Deagle, and he too will fall to Fabulous Sean, but not before Jacqueline falls too. So UCD managing to pick up 1 kill there in that eco. The score is now 10-7 to UCD. NCI fast catching up.
Come on, loading bar, you can do it.
UCD do have a full buy going into this round with 5 AKs versus the 4 MP9s that NCI have chosen to hold on to, and 1 AUG, which is a weapon we definitely don't see much of, but I still think is perhaps a little bit underrated. Utility, however, is definitely favouring UCD side, as NCI seem to have invested quite a lot into that 1 rifle. Sipiens will spot out a player towards the short on A position, and he will push up. He might even get a free kill into Fabulous Sean here. That he will, but Fyros gets 1 onto Ruben in return. 4 versus 4 now. the bomb is just outside the A middle position. 3 CTs now over on the A bomb side as the T's are starting to push in. Taking a moment's breath before throwing those smokes for long and probably as well. Aiden will do significant damage onto Comeback King through the smoke. So 4 versus 4, but the HP vastly favors UCD here. The bomb will move towards brackets. It looks like it should be hitting A here, but it's a slow push. Well, Jackman, that being said, absolutely rips the head off of Incipients.
Yeah, apologies for the drama, everybody. Gotta love when the tech just doesn't work. Yeah.
3 versus 3 now, and UCD, as UCD push towards the B bomb site, leaving just Virus there to hold off against a 3-man push. He might pick up 1 here, but no, Aiden says not today, as it's now a 3 versus 2, and the bomb will go down on that B bomb site for UCD.
Come on, lads. Come on, lads. There we go. Oh, God. What is that? Okay. To save people, to save everyone the horrible fate of the audio stream, I may actually have to kick this to a quick technical pause. I'm unsure if... Alright, I'm going to throw in some music very quickly because I think my graphics card is about to scream at me for some horrible reason. We will be back momentarily, and I apologize anyone who, for any inconvenience, guys. You gotta love it when it happens. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, hang in there, Counter-Strike. Hang in there, Counter-Strike. We've only got 1 more map to go. Alright, we're back. It's okay. We're back.
We're back.
Stern talking to my PC after this. Okay. UCD Leviathan's on not 11. NCI Panthers on 7. I'm sorry, chat.
It's alright, I don't think we missed much. NCI just chose to save that previous round for the whole bomb timer. Very kind to maximize the time so that we can fix those unfortunate tech issues. Ruben now, that's what we're he will peek out.
Friendly fire, Sean!
That could have been disastrous. Sean only left on 12 HP. But that's going to be an 8th round now for NCI, as they do manage to almost fully reset UCD, actually.
I should say fully reset. Danny sitting on 1,800. I mean, he had 2,800 start of that, and he's going to opt for a bit of a deco. And I think the concern is starting to come out that UCD are going to start running away with this. They're on 11 wins. They need 16. Yeah, they need 16 to win. I think it is perhaps at the point where UCD are worrying that NCI are going to catch up and they're going to lose that advantage.
Yeah, I think they're quite comfortable at the moment to just force and try and keep that lead for as long as possible. And until that time happens, or until NCI do catch up, keep trying to do the aggressive plays, take those peaks like in this apps position that we've just seen here, as Incipients gets the open kill onto Jackman.
Gonna give Danny a rifle, which is the important thing on. Smokes are going out. Incipient's gonna try to come out of the apartments, but Fabulous Sean will find him immediately. He does get the intel that Aiden is up there. We'll try to take the shot, and he will manage to find Aiden Sean on 2. Meanwhile, Ruben retrieving the bomb for the banana push. The B tank has been called. Smokes are out.
There is a CT player in this boost position. UCD could be caught off guard by this. Well, let the first player pass, but he makes contact and comeback and gets one onto Mr. Turtle there, but Whiffmeister trades him out with the kill. Boost position. Danny, huge kill there onto Comeback King. That is round defining. He's left on 1 HP as a result, but it's now a 2 versus 2 and the bomb is down for UCD. And he's trying to take that first contact. We'll do a bit of damage onto Zovbeef as Fabulous Sean comes in for the rotate as well.
Ruben has no idea how close he was to having his head shot off. But now he's got 2 CTs coming. Yeah, you're right, they've seen him. They've got him trapped behind the pillar. They'll get him eventually.
That was a close one. If he held on for another 3 or 4 seconds there, I don't think NCI would have had time. Actually, Fabulous
Very
Sean
close
does
as it is. Okay. Okay. I think it was a bit of an instinct for Beef to go for the defuse without a kit, and he's mighty close to losing it for them there.
I think he knew he had it. He probably had the 10-second timer thingy on. So.
Ah, well, that's just not fair.
UCD now actually forced onto a proper eco round, although their economy was generous enough that they were able to buy some armor with that, as well as upgraded pistols across the board. Could be fast B play. Come back and could be caught off here, but no, he gets a collateral. Because why would he not? Now it's pushing through. Incipients gets one on to Comeback King. That is the AWP drop, and Virus trades it out. And Danny is just going to stand in the fire with his hot feet, and he's going to burn to his death, leaving Aiden in a 1 versus 4.
A little bit too greedy on that. He thought he could get the Deagle headshot. Sometimes you just have to let it go. It is a 4v1. Aiden sitting on the top of Banana, bottled up and contained by NCI. Every move is going to be scrutinized now. He's got an op. He's trying to retreat, but he's running right into the arms of 2 CTs. He will find Sean. Will he find Jerkman? He will not even look. And the scoreline is 11-10. NCI are clawing this game back on their CT side. We missed a few rounds, but we're here now for the good bits.
Absolutely. Worth noting, Incipients finished that first half on, I think it was 23 or 24 kills. He's only sitting on 25 right now still. In 6 rounds, not much has been done in favor of UCD at all. 5 of them going in favor of NCI. This is certainly a comeback.
Well, I guess we can just say that Comeback King is living up to his name, leading the NCI Panthers to the first comeback in the first map. Incipient's going to take this peek and will find Fires. He'll try to spray for the second, but he won't find him.
There's a mad advantage now in favor of UCD, as they do establish banana control, as well as showing presence towards apps, which is great because that keeps NCI spread out and minimizes their sort of rotate potential for when UCD do decide which bomb site they would like to hit.
You say spread out, but I mean, Sean and Jerkman are basically on the same position. Okay, now Jerkman's leaving, but they were basically standing on each other's heads.
He heard you or something there. Yeah, what I meant was that they can't rotate. That neither of them are in like exceptionally good rotating positions, like A long or CT on B.
It's gonna be the right decision as the bomb has moved over to A, even though flashes and smokes are going over the rooftop of B. Danny, the only terrorist to actually push. He will get some damage on the Comeback King. He will find the kill on the Comeback King. Pressure the CTs into moving. Sean will be caught out of position by Aiden, and now Jerkman, poor Jerkman, doesn't know where he's standing. He was on his way to B, and now he has to go back to A.
That was a brilliant fake from UCD. They just pushed right at the right time as the NCI players left their positions, but Ruben gonna be caught off guard there by Jackman in the brackets position. But Jackman gonna be caught off guard by Danny, and I spoke too soon as Danny leaves him on 8 HP and lets him take that AWP and get out of there. And NCI looking like they're just gonna try and hold on to those 2 ops as UCD are gonna pick up their 12th round here.
Some well-practiced panic strafe jumping there from Jackman. Gotta love it. Even a few cheeky B hops on his way over to B side. But that's going to be an absolutely brilliant round for NCI to bring the game into a draw. 11-11. Or Aiden
player
will make it
nearly
out.
2 dropping to the bomb there for UCD.
Well, they did lose Aiden, so sometimes you can't control the explosion, and for some reason I was reading that wrong. It's UCD obviously won that round. It's 12-10. Alright, double op setup for the NCI Panthers. Not massively unusual to see on Nuke, and we have seen it previously. So hopefully this means that NCI are going to start trying to counter some of this less aggressive play UCD are bringing out.
Early banana presence does force the CTs to fall off just a little bit. But UCD may not realize that they actually have full banana control here. So they're just going to push up slowly while also showing a bit of map presence on the A bomb side as well. Just telling NCI, no, you're not reading us yet. We haven't decided what we're going to do. Boom's going to flash out a boiler, trying to get back. He will spot out Fabulous Sean, dropping right down to 8 HP, but Fabulous Sean, again, somehow gets an up shot. Just barely clinging onto life before he's dropped by Ruben, or by Aiden, my apologies. 4 versus 4 now.
Sipiens hang around B bomb site, even though it seems that the call has been made to rotate, although it seems Comeback King isn't too sure where he wants to be at the moment. Will return to B, and he did see, I think he saw the flow of that. Yep, he'll catch Incipiens trying to strafe peek him there, putting the player advantage onto the NCI side.
UCD are just going to run, hold W to that A bomb site. Aiden's in a good spot in that upset. He could catch Jackman off guard here. And actually, that he hadn't spotted that he is there. Jackman will pick out, can't catch anything quite. Danny gets one on site as well. Aiden picks up one in return. 3 versus 2 in favor of UCD as the bomb will go down. Comeback King already in that library position is going to be looking for perhaps an over-aggressive T to just peek long for that second it's going to take him to kill. Retake smoke coming in.
Danny will find one. Spray into the smoke will damage Comeback King. I want to say he's out, but he's not. He's waiting for someone to leave. Fortunately for him, none of the towers seem to be running straight towards him. Everyone seems to be running down long to maybe hoping to catch him in banana or B. That looks like that's the round for the UCD side. I say no one will catch him. Mr. Turtle's very close.
I don't think he quite realized how close he was there.
I think Mr. Turtle heard the footsteps.
Aiden as well will fall to the bomb again there. That's the second time that's happened. Thankfully UCD have the economy to fall back on here, but might want to stop letting that happen because getting a little close at times.
It's getting a bit precarious as well. Aiden's on 50, Incipien's got nothing left. They're doing well so far, but they'd really want to keep winning in order to keep that going. Well,
I've got NCI on Nico right now.
True. Comeback King. The only person with a gun on NCI side is going to get dropped by Danny, and Incipiens will find another.
So the player with the Deagle, and now it's just the 3 USPs left.
They're scary in their own right. Incipiens isn't scared though. He's going to kill Sean. Aiden's going to kill Fires, and it's down to just poor Jackman. Running down mid. This Turtle's going to shoot his leg off. That's a very textbook round for UCD.
They'll be happy with that now to get them onto that 14th round, because 14 that's a big landmark for them right now. They have time to play with. They've got a 4-round lead. They have 4 chances to get 2, so largely in their favor here.
It is also the side that you hate to see on the other team, because that just means that, well, how much money have you got? It doesn't matter. You're force buying now, because this is the match before they win, and you don't want to lose this. Oh, okay, Comeback King's going to get a little too excited and get gunned down in mid by half the terrorist team.
He's going to charge to that Molotov, and I think he was a bit late peeking into the Molotov, so the heightened damage of the later Molotov cycle probably got to him a little faster than he expected there. I think he was only on about 20 HP by the time the fight came around, but Fabulous Sean will catch Aiden looking the other way, and that's good timing on his part there. Suddenly it's a 4 versus 4.
Very good timing of that. Just happened to catch Aiden as he was moving out. Fire's going to be flashed out to check top banana. Fight within centimeters. The bomb is also being rotated this way. Virus, of course, doesn't know this. Very stalemated at the moment. NCI Panthers falling back to much more passive positions, waiting for UCD to play their hand. It looks like push down mid is what's going to make decisions as Zobif is returning to the A side.
In that pit, he will fall eventually to Ruben. As you see, start to flood the site. Jackman will get one back onto him. He will get a second onto Danny with a lovely feet there. And a third onto Incipient, leaving Mr. Turtle now in the 1 versus 3, but he will be dropped by Zovbeef. That was a clean retake from NCI there to get their 11th round.
So Jackman, lovely cleanup there, taking down everyone who had taken some damage earlier. Not much effort on him, barely a sweat.
Textbook aim labs.
Textbook aim labs, yes.
UC will opt to take out the AWP again. This time Ruben carrying it instead of Mr. Turtle.
I expect a mid peek. Will we get a mid kill? Jackman's up there. Oh, that op shot just flying past his ear.
That nade just flying past UCDs in return. Fast A hit here. Aiden gets the 2 entry kills, huge kills to that Paps. He is dropped to 13 HP and he will be dropped to 5 as Zofi takes out that quick peek, but the banana push has already come in. And Virus, a little bit unlucky there as he gets absolutely turned on by Mr. Turtle. He's having none of that flanking business, not on his server, not tonight. The bomb in favor of LCD. He will be taken out by Zovbeef. But it's still a 4 versus 2, I think. NCI here might just want to try grab an AK and hold on to their armor and whatever util they might still have.
It was a good attempt at the pre-shot headshots on Zovbeef, but just a few centimeters out. Danny out to meet him in the apps, or in the library even, and Zovbeef will lose the fight to Danny. It's just Comeback King now with AWP, having to fend off against 4 of the UCD side. He will miss 1 shot, he will hit the 2nd shot. That first team's coming back to get him, and Ruben is on his escape. AWP versus AWP, and Ruben will find Comeback King. The knowledge of his enemy's position helping him out there. That was a beautiful contact play onto A side. NCA were just not ready for that at all.
Yeah, that fast apps aggression really caught them off guard. Brilliant entry double from Aiden there. Really showing us what he's made of. As UCD pick up their match point and force NCI onto a really poor buy. 3 deagles, a 5.7 and an MP9 is all they have. And some util. And only 1 kit across the entire team. It looks like UCD are just going to spread out for a default. But there are currently 4 NCI members over on the A bomb site.
I think they have flipped a coin and they were hoping for A. Well, they were hoping for that early A aggression to try counter it with the SMGs and pistols, but it looks like they're resetting to a much more default position. Incipients will open us up into a kill at Arch's position. Aiden, not to be killed there again. He'll find Sean. Jackman will take him down with a deagle headshot though, although Danny will trade him back out. It's just Comeback King. For Comeback King. That was not the time to pull out your knife, Comeback King. Incipients will finish us out, winning UCD the first map of the series.
Incipients, I believe, finishing on 31 kills there at the end. That's a stellar performance from him. Absolutely picked it up again in the second half to carry his team across the finish line. We move on to our second map, which will be Nuke.
Haven't heard anything about a bit of a pause, so we should be good. Straight on to Nuke. Actually, it's worth pointing out, Inferno was NCI's pick, and UCD won.
Indeed it was.
So that's gonna be a hit. Like many of these games, from Valorant to League to Counter-Strike to Siege, this is, at the end of the day, this becomes a test of the mental game. You need to be able to stay focused and keep playing, and losing on the map you picked, it hurts. But you know, a 15-11 lose isn't horrible. Hopefully they'll be able to keep the morale going up to the next map. Actually, it does look like a call coming. We may be going to a short break while the players hop up, you know, refill whatever energy drink they were drinking, and yeah, and take a deep breath. So we will be back momentarily for the second half of our NCI UCD game. Don't go anywhere.
If you want, go change your mind. Yeah. Don't want to intimidate, but more than just conversate. Don't want it to be too late. Yeah. Know that I'm not usually your type. Darling, there's no need to be shy. See the curiosity in your eyes. Come a little closer, babe. I don't bite. You've been getting on my good side, and it's something that I can't hide. Yeah, when I'm with you, I don't die. No, no, you're not that dramatic, but I'm out of you. I'm an addict. I can't get enough, and I know that I'm not usually your type. Darling, there's no need to be shy. Curiosity in your eyes. Come a little.
Alright, welcome back everybody to map 2 of our ice winter Counter-Strike game of the evening between the NCI Panthers and UCD Leviathans. Once again, I am Naspirad, and joining me here is Evan. How are you looking forward to
Welcome
the
back,
nuke?
everybody. I am very much looking forward to this. I think this should be even more of an exciting game than the first one, which was a pretty great game. Lots of huge plays coming out from everybody. We saw some Incipien's light shining down on NCI, and we saw some comeback team having some huge wins. I believe it was actually Zovbeef who ended up top fragging for NCI in the end, so hopefully more to see from him in this map. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah. We're just waiting for the last few readies to go down. Get set up. Starting on the CT side with the NCI as per their choice, as UCD chose the map, so they get stuck with whatever NCI don't want, which means they're playing T side. Last round, of course, was Inferno, which UCD walked away with a 16-11 victory. Close enough game, and definitely UCI got some good rounds and good kills in there. So, looking forward to what this round will be.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like at some stage NCI had a solid chance in that game. UCD, though, just in the end sort of followed through with that initial run they had and just closed it out.
Alright. Match will begin. A few seconds. As you can see, no one really dominating the warm-up round, so that bodes well for a good match to come.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Turtle had 38 kills there in that warm-up.
He had a while. He had a while. Alright. Remind me to apologize for Jackman. Alright, we're going into the first round of our second map of the night. And it's looking like UCD Leviathan is just going to hang on, or going to buy up armor. And I think it might be a bit of a rush play heading towards B site. They're stuck in radio at the moment. That incendiary grenade being put to good use.
Of which NCI have two more of. Zofbeef, though, going to spot out the first kill. He takes out Aiden and spots a bajillion T's out on ramp. Incipient takes out Zofbeef. Comeback King takes one onto Turtle, and Ruben trades him out. Fabulous Sean will spot out Incipients at the back ramp, who will take that fight, but Fabulous Sean will just put in the end. And Ruben will get one back onto Jackman. And now it's a 2 versus 2. The bomb looking like it's going to go down for that defensive after plants to the toxic area. And he will spot one player towards him.
Fyrus, Sean, Ruben, and Danny all actually just wanted to play a game of Wingman, and Fyrus is going to get the first kill on the Danny on sight after Danny just tags up Fyrus and Sean like crazy. Ruben on his own to defend the bomb, although one well-placed shot will get him a kill for either player. He will find Sean. It's a 1v1 against Fyrus. Ticking away. Fuse coming out. He doesn't have a kit. He will have to stick that if he's really going to have any time, and he doesn't, so it's time to rush, and he will get taken down by Ruben at point blank. Kaboom!
4 kills for him in this round. All around from him.
Brilliant start to the game for Ruben. And a brilliant start for UCD, putting them in the lead once again.
Absolutely. And on the T side of Nuke as well, which is notable. They're probably expecting to lose this half, but obviously they're pretty confident. Probably on either side, having picked them up. But even being confident on Nuke, you are expecting to come out with maybe 6-7 rounds tops on that T half. Looks like this is going to be a fast play out A as Ruben and Mr. Turtle pick up kills. Fabio and Sean gets one to Ruben before Aiden drops him, and Danny gets one on Jetman outside. And suddenly, I've blinked, and it's just Zovbeef left in a 1 versus 4. Just a USP to his name.
Yeah, this happened the previous game as well. I'm not sure NCI are really ready for these heavy contact plays that UCD is charging out with. Whenever UCD decided they wanted to rush Banana on Inferno, they tended to win those rounds. Incipients will find Zovbeef as the last remaining NCI player, and yeah, I just don't think they're ready for this blind aggression coming out now.
Yeah, I think a lot of NCI's CT side seems to be reactive gameplay. They figure out what UCD is doing and they rotate accordingly. But if UCD is hitting somewhere fast and hard very quickly, NCI seem a little bit flustered in response. Nonetheless, they do have a full buy coming into this round. 4 M4s and an AUG. UCD opting to hold onto a Galil and 2 Martens, only purchasing a duo of AKs. One on Incipients, one on Ruben, as they side control.
Much more standard play now, smoking off most outside. Jackman finding the first kill onto Incipients, who was trying to clear the CT side, although he probably knows, but Aiden and Ruben have managed, or even Danny even have managed to get into the control room. Molotov's hopefully cutting off rotation. Fabulous Sean in their blind spot. He will take both of them down, knocking the bomb to the ground. Turtle and Ruben are just going to have to salvage what they can out of this round. Ruben will find the first kill on the Comeback King. His next opponent, Fyrus, standing in the corridor looking for the errant T. A wallbang is not going to get it.
Seems the CTs actually have the bomb here.
Yes, I think Danny was carrying the bomb at the very start. It's going to be interesting. Fyrus, once he gets the intel, will flank around, take down Ruben. That just leaves Mr. Turtle to clear a site of CTs and recover his bomb. He won't see Zovbeef hiding behind the silo and will get taken down. NCI's first round on round 3.
It will be. Looks like UCD will buy up going back into this round now. Although Ruben opting to pick up the Scout instead of a rifle with reduced util and armor. Interesting decision there. I wonder. Well, we saw some stuff from him in the early rounds of the last game. That ridiculous 3k he had with like 8 HP on Banana.
Likely, you could think out of necessity, but perhaps choice. Comeback King, standing in the smoke outside. He'll give Mr. Turtle a startle, but he won't get the kill. Jackman will finish off Mr. Turtle. Incipients looking for the refrag, which he will find. Outside now, well in T control. Fabulous Sean just trying to spray down people as they run through smokes. He'll find one, he'll find two! And Zovbeef will help clear it out. It's just Ruben left with his Scout. Looking for these successful CTs. We've heard the shot, they know where he is. Behind that red container, Zovbeef will spray him down and will find Ruben, ending the push outside.
And that's the score all leveled up 2-2 now. UCD gonna be forced onto the eco round as NCI pick up their AKs, pick up an AWP, and still hold on to 2 M4s. They're in a pretty good spot right now. I think they're in the driving seat of this game, and it's the ball's in UCD's court to make a play. So we'll opt to buy some pistols on this round, although Ruben just opting for a single flashbang. Probably just be hoping to get a bomb round out of this.
NCI reacting to some of this early aggression by just putting everything on fire. Speed is augmented now. UCD are very much taking their time, as we can see all sitting around in the lobby radio area. Aiden just scoping the field outside, making sure no one's pushing from there. Flash coming through the smoke will signal the push. Incipiens leading the charge. Zobi not able to contain all of these terrorists running at him, and B site is within UCD's control.
Break on that rotate. He will get the first onto Incipiens, finishing off Zobi's damage from earlier, but Danny will trade him out in the end. And now it's a 4 versus 3 in UCD's favor. They have managed to pick up an M4, which is on Danny, who actually has the armor, as he will take out the AWP on Comeback King. And now it's a 4 versus 2, just Virus and Fabulous Sean left. As Aiden takes out Virus, now it's just Fabulous Sean with that AK, and he'll be dropped by the Glock of Ruben at long range. That, if you're UCD in that scenario, you are beyond thrilled with that. Ecstatic, in fact. Full eco nearly, and they've picked up the round.
Yeah, if you're Ruben, I think you're feeling real proud of yourself. That was at least a double dink with that Glock from halfway across the room, so fair play to the accuracy on that. And
Absolutely, yeah.
As you say, UCD proud. They've knocked NCI down to a Deagle eco, which they seem to be quite fond of.
We've seen some good stuff from NCI's Deagles in the past, so there's always a force to be scared of. As Virus, with absolute huge confidence, just walks out of the game and tries to take out Incipiens, but he is dropped by Mr. Turtle. Incipiens picks up a second one onto Comeback King on top of Hut there as well. Is out. Squeaky, he will spot Fabulous Sean in heaven. Looks like he's going to swing outside and hopefully find Jackman here in the warehouse position, and that he will. Leaving Zovbeef in just a 1 versus 5, just a Deagle to his name, and half a map away.
Incipiens doing well with the spray control to take down those 2 players. Even moving the spray from Hut to the player on the boxes. And Zovbeef looking for the headshot, which he can't find. Ruben 6 HP, but managing to close the round out in favor of UCD.
Pretty clean round coming for UCD. Again, probably pretty happy with that. Look at Ruben here. I've just noticed 11 kills to his name on round 7. He is having a stunner of a game.
A lot of those early pistol rounds. Showing us what he can do.
A tease of what's to come.
Yes. Once the engine is greased and going. Deco's coming out on the CT side. Jackman's not winning the fight, and he was picked off by the double peek from Aiden and Incipiens. Oh, Comeback King ready to try cut off Incipiens down to the staircase. He sees him, the fight's on, but Incipiens will kill him off screen because the auto director does not like fun. Ruben, however, will get 2 kills, opening up the other bomb site, and finally Incipiens taking down Sean in heaven to close out the round.
Auto director is really trying to go for those bold vision angles, leaving it up to us with a bit of a challenge to just cast it from the score or from the kill feed alone. However, moving into round number 8, 5-2 to UCD, as NCI are going to buy back into this one. 4 M4s and a FAMAS to the name, and a plethora of grenades at their disposal. Looks like they're going to send Comeback King into a fast outer position. He may just get Incipiens off guard, but no, Incipiens is more than enough. Rips the head off him and gets a second onto Jackman.
Not much good. Yeah, these guns aren't doing much good against Incipiens. He's already killed 3 players.
That's Incipiens. Hold W, go frag. As he picks up 3. Virus gets 1 back onto Ruben, but Aiden trades it out for the position. And it's just Mr. Turtle to get the final kill of the round. A clean round for UCD against NCI's first full buy in a while.
So I'm thinking, I think UCD have practiced their T-side nuke. Smidge.
It's plausible. Oh, Virus just nice Jackman in the back, not once but twice there.
Virus.
Just
friendly fire is on, mate.
In case he didn't feel it the first time, he just thought he'd give him the second one. Mr. Turtle, essentially a huge 3k coming out of the game here as the ramp rush comes in. He gets 2, but Virus drops him. That 5-7. Virus unable to reach that AK. It's just out of his vision. Ruben picks him up as well, and it's Fabulous Sean suddenly finding himself alone, just body armor to his name. Will be spotted out in heaven. He will nearly take out Ruben, but he will get him on the second shot there. 7-2 now in favor of UCD.
not looking good. NCI did well with the pistols, but now that UCD are running with the guns, they're having a bit of trouble out shooting their opponents. AWP out for Ruben. Probably going to be put to use outside, knocking down NCI's outside aggression. And his challenger Comeback King will hopefully be able to put up a bit of a show, although he will be moving to the ramp area to try a close range off the radio.
Zofbeef will get that kill early round onto Ruben, but in return, Jackman will be dropped to just 9 HP by outside player there. I believe that was Aiden. Sippy got out Virus, and he will get that headshot. Crispy. Suddenly a 4 versus 4 again.
Delay going up as the bomb has moved to the outside area, and Sipiens still leading the charge. Ready to shut down any CT aggression.
Yeah, if you're NCI in this position now, you really you want to take the play towards UCD. You want to go for a bold play. They've given way too much control here and outside. Incipiens is in CT spawn. He just catches Fabulous Sean completely off guard. That being said, though, Zofbeef is going to drop the bomb in the A main position. Aiden picking up from heaven might catch him off guard. He catches Jekyllin instead. And after 2 versus 2. Aiden just the flying Irishman takes out Zofbeef from on top of the Raptors position. And now he's come back in a 1 versus 2. He will get the first shot onto Aiden. And now it's just Incipiens versus.
There you go, Comeback King. That's how you defend the site. You come out of nowhere and hit 2 shots you have no right hitting. Well done.
Quadruples his kills in 1 round. I was about to say at the start of that round that UCD have identified the big threats here, and one of them obviously being Comeback King, probably one of the best players on the server. And they were doing a really good job of shutting him down right up until that round, which was a very important round for NCI to win, and he stepped up at just at the right moment with a huge TK with that AWP.
He had a similar fight over at ramp just before that, trying to no-scope a player in radio and finally managing to hit the lasting headshot. Jackman will shut down Incipiens outside. That's a massive kill for the NCI Panthers. Comeback King no-scoping Ruben in radio. Now he's on the run as Aiden chasing him down with the AK.
Oh, nearly gets him through that smoke as well. Both players nearly got each other through the smoke. That could have been a very different round had one of those frags gone in someone's favor.
And we cut to Jackman looking outside for an Incipiens who was already dead. Aiden very close to Squeaky, maybe waiting for one of the CTs to get a bit aggressive and push, or one of his teammates to come and help him, though it looks like UCD are fishing for a couple of over-eager kills. Perhaps from Comeback King, and so we see Mr. Turtle and Comeback King holding the same angle, waiting for each other. Zofbeef will find Aiden in the meantime, and the push is onto A site. Jackman gets the damage onto Danny, but he won't get the kill. That Molotov is going to slow things down, though.
I don't think NCI realize they actually have the bomb here as Jackman gets a kill onto Danny. It's just Mr. Turtle left in a 1 versus 5. Fabulous Sean now choosing to aggress right when Mr. Turtle is looking the other way, barely peeking out of his shell. He will drop him with that MP9 headshot. And look at NCI now. They're suddenly all but very, very comfortable. Only 3 rounds behind UCD, 4 AKs to their name, and AWP, and in the hands of Comeback King, who seems to be playing lights out at the moment.
Jackman doing very well that round to hold down Squeaky and gain a couple of cheeky kills and put NCI Panthers back in a winnable position. They're still behind, but it's still much better than it was, and this is going to be a quick play onto A. Mr. Turtle's going to find the first kill on the Jackman. And Incipiens and Aiden are going to contribute with a completely consecutive kill. Bomb will go down and the Molotov will try to lock up the ladder. It's just Comeback King and Zofbeef to try and hold off this attack against the 5 remaining CTs. None of, well, apart from Danny, who often has to take any damage, and Incipiens and Mr. Turtle will finish off the remaining CTs and CT spawn. A lightning fast play from UCD.
Yet again, NCI seemingly unsure of quite how to deal with UCD's early round aggression. That was 3 kills in the blink of an eye, and suddenly with like 1 minute 40 on the clock, NCI are considering saving. That sounds like a problem. They need to take some aggression back in return early round, just something to stop UCD from being able to do that so freely. So not like it's not costing them anything to do. They're not getting punished for any early round aggression. However,
Jackman finds Ruben. That's an up or down. The early aggression onto Incipiens, it seems to be an important thing, as Incipiens going to try to peek Fyrus, although Fyrus has had enough of Incipiens' shenanigans and will take him down. I think you're right. NCI really need to start adapting to these sudden takes the UCD keep, showing whenever NCI seem like they're getting ahead. You had just said that NCI were in a comfortable position, and UCD probably heard you through the universe and said, "No, we're not having this. We need a raid case back."
It heard me through, I believe what it's called is the Caster's Curse.
The Caster's Curse, ladies and gentlemen. We say something, and then it doesn't happen. Fabulous Sean will be taking the fight to Aiden, tagging him up. He sees his leg.
Somehow not finishing him off. Very unfortunate. Mr. Turtle also dropped down to 8 HP as well. In the outside position.
The Turtle's running away from those CTs. Obvi's going to try flash himself in. He will find one and tag up the other, but Danny will be able to find him. And that Molotov should cover him from any rotates. Although Fabulous Sean sitting in radio is going to cause a problem. He will see Danny. He will find him through the wall, and it's just Mr. Turtle with the op. Auto Director!
Auto Director wants none of it. They can't watch. It was too painful.
Fyrus will end the round.
We'll take out Mr. Turtle in the end. That's just so unfortunate.
The Auto Director decided we didn't want to watch who won that engagement, so thanks, Auto Director. It's not like we're streaming the game or anything. But we move on. Yeah, 8-5 to UCD. And another contact play onto A. Fabulous Sean will find the first kill. Although the first kill did go to Danny. Fabulous Sean will find another.
With the UMP nonetheless.
Money
One
in.
will be going down here.
Yeah. Aiden will, Incipiens will find Fabulous Sean and Jackman and Comeback King standing up waiting for that smoke to pass while Fyrus trying to pick off players from afar. He will finally be dropped by Mr. Turtle. King will find one. It's a 1v2.
Just Ruben left. The tap will come in and he's going to want to pick this. It will be dropped, however, by Comeback King in lightning fast reactions. Now there'll be a 6th round now for NCI as we enter the final round of the half.
It's a much more back and forward game. If we look at the scoreboard, well, UCD having their run early, well, in the middle of this half, but as you can see, it's starting to go more back and forward with NCI able to win rounds back. Not exactly round for round, but NCI are very much starting to bring the fight back to UCD, and we can kind of hope that their T side will reflect a bit more success than their CT side thus far.
Absolutely, I think both teams will be happy with a 9-6 scoreline here, or possibly even an 8-7. Incipiens, again, picking up that early kill outside. That has been detrimental to poor NCI. And Danny, what was that? He just peeks out, perfect angle, perfect crosshair placement, and perfectly takes the head of Fyrus home. He's going to display that on his mantelpiece. Ruben already in the secret position. Going to catch Comeback King off guard here, and everything is just crumbling for NCI. Aiden gets one onto Soft Beef, and Danny closes it out with his second kill of the round onto Fabulous Sean. 9-6 to UCD here, as we finish the first half of our second map.
Can't be too upset with it. It's not horrible, but it's not something you want on the NCI side. But moving on to T side Nuke, let's see if they can bring, if they can claw the round advantage back to them as we swap sides.
I think one thing NCI have an advantage on their T side is they don't have to worry. Well, I say that, but I'm sure I'll be proven wrong. They don't have to worry about any fast rounds from UCD here. Any quick main plays or outside plays, but that being said, there are notoriously aggressive players on UCD such as Incipiens and Danny who just take those sort of dry peaks on their CT sides and just somehow get the kills as well.
If there's one thing I've learned is that if Incipiens is alive, outside is not safe.
Absolutely. Oh, I love the smoke from Comeback King. It's a very hard one to line up, but when it lands, it is very beneficial for the T players. He's hit it perfectly. Wow.
Right in the mini. Lovely.
Incipiens will spot out that first player. He will also get the kill somehow while fully flashed. And a second one onto Fyrus. Mr. Turtle gets one into Zopbeef and Jackman gets one in return onto Mr. Turtle. Ruben will spot out the last two players on site as the bomb is stuck in the open. Incipiens will push Heaven and get his third of the round onto Jackman. NCI don't even get a bomb out of that. A relatively clean round from UCD.
That's a lovely smoke. Very difficult one to throw. Do you have to be walking backwards while you're throwing that one?
I think you do stop, but the actual lineup for it, I believe you use your view model. Virus again stabbing Comeback King in the back there.
Iris, let go of mouse 1 when the round starts. Mr. Turtle's grenade gonna put a bit of damage on the Comeback King and Jackman. Oh, it's
More damage into Comeback King.
it's a heavy push outside. Incipients will find the first of the Comeback King, although the rest of the T team are already downstairs, right into the waiting arms of Ruben's MP9. He will find one. Mr. Turtle will help finish up the rest, and Danny will find the final kill onto Zombies. 11-6 to UCD. Well, UCD showing exactly how to counter early round aggression like that.
Absolutely. And NCI now are actually in a tough spot because they can't full buy here at all. They're probably going to opt to full eco. Or you just buy some pistols, maybe some light armor and some grenades. But this should be a 12th round for UCD here. And the rounds are quickly slipping away for NCI. They're going to need to get a good string of rounds in a row to avoid UCD possibly even getting to match point if they just win one more buy round.
Contact play coming in from Radio, although Danny is there waiting behind the headshot box, and only Comeback King is able to land the hit, which will be the headshot to take him down. Not before 3 of the NCI players have been dropped, putting it into a 4v2.
Bomb will go down on the B site, completely uncontested after Comeback King just got that one engagement onto Danny. Mr. Turtle absolutely 180's Virus, and now it's just Comeback King left alone. He will fall to the MP9 of Ruben. Not a bad round from NCI, all things considered. They had very little going into it, and they did manage to get the bomb down, and they did manage to take an M4 out of the hands of UCD, although not for much, as UCD are absolutely loaded at the moment.
Exactly. It's starting to be a bit worrying as we start. Now that we're into the double digits of the rounds, and NCI are only on 6. Pressure's going to start mounting.
As I suspected now, if UCD win this next buy round, NCI are going to be facing match points with very little time to work with and very little economy to play with.
Exactly, not much money remaining on the NCI side. Comeback King will find the first kill onto Incipients. That's a big one right there.
Looked like Incipients might have actually lagged out or something there. He just kind of started walking into the wall. I know he was prone to internet issues. That's a bit unfortunate if that is what happened.
Well, we'll put it down to NCI skill for now. Ruben, however, will trade it back onto Jackman. Aiden saw those feet. He's looking for Comeback King. Although Comeback King of Fire is more than happy to just run off into Ace site, though they're not ready for Mr. Turtle behind the silos, who will take both of them down, putting the bomb down in Mini, meaning that it's just Zovbeef and Fabulous Sean to carry out to carry out the rest of this round for NCI.
That was great team play there from Mr. Turtle and from Aiden. As Mr. Turtle took that first engagement and took down that first player, Aiden peeked heaven right as Mr. Turtle ducked away. So the call was there was a player on site, but NCI peeked the player on site and suddenly they're being shot from heaven. Beautiful counter-strike. As NCI just find himself now in a tough position. Bomb down. Only 2 players alive, and Ruben takes the words out of my mouth as he takes Fabulous Sean down, leaving just Zovbeef in a 1 versus 4. UCD are significantly tagged up here. And Zovbeef is in a good position towards spawn, but they seem aware of the possibility. That being said,
Trying to pre-fire position, gave himself away, and Zovbeef's able to take Aiden down. There goes a second. Ruben down to Zovbeef, although they know where he is now, so this is just a matter of holding the bomb if they've noticed it. And I think they have, and I think you just saw Danny go down the ladder.
only 10 seconds on the clock, though. He doesn't have much time to work with here, and he has no idea where Mr. Turtle is.
We'll see him.
Turtle will filthy dink him and take him out with a body shot in the end, and that's a 13th round for UCD.
Missing the headshot with the AK in a round like that is not what you can let happen. Mr. Turtle very quick with spray control to take take him down and capitalize on that headshot.
And see, I will cobble together a buy here, lacking a bit on the utility, but they do have 5 rifles, which is, I suppose, the bare minimum. UCD, on the other hand, not only have they absolutely an armory's worth of utility and weapons, they also have the first kill of the round, as Virus falls to the AWP of Incipients, and Zovbeef falls to the AK of Mr. Turtle. Comeback King takes a bit of damage as well. Suddenly it's a 3 versus 5. NCI are again in a difficult position here.
Danny sneaking up through radio and no one saw him. Jackman just out of the corner of his eye, getting the refrag. Fabulous Sean running into Ruben as he reloaded, but knocking him to 19 HP. Need to get those kills.
Perhaps the nerves getting to NCI a little bit there now as the rounds are quickly slipping away, and so is their time. Somehow Ruben is allowed to live there, caught in the open, reloading. NCI have to make the bomb, but Aiden behind Fabulous Sean somehow. He's just completely Batmaned him. And now it's just Jackman in a 1 versus 4 again. He's found himself into a good position here, but he's a good bit away from the bomb as he's walking to the A-bomb site.
I think unfortunately Aiden did notice the bomb on the back of Fabulous Sean, so he knows, they know where Jackman's gonna have to be. All the shift walking in the world isn't gonna save you from an entire counter-terrorist team who know what to watch.
That
Although Aiden,
being said,
Aiden not looking the right way. Jackman will find the first kill, hopefully of the comeback for NCI. Bomb in hand, he's headed down to B site. Should be able to plant without a contest. Oh, here come ECD. You can hear the vents in the background. Jackman gonna try peek these players, although they've head down the other way.
spotted 2 players there in the position. And he'll spray at the first, but Incipiens will hit a crazy shot with that up and take him out. And UCD will pick up their 14th round as we enter what could quite possibly be the penultimate round of this match, of this series, in fact.
Very much so. Was Incipiens one being shot at?
I'm actually not sure what happened there. Incipiens could have been the player on ramp. I'm
Oh no, no.
very much not sure.
Don't think he was on ramp. I think he was down coming at secret there. But
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
either way, absolutely brilliant shot. Brilliant reactions to take down the player just as, well, while being shot at, if not while they're shooting at someone else. And it looks like he may be trying to replicate it here. Incipiens just barely missing those T's crossing. He's looking for another, and he will find Jackman. And he wants more. Mr. Turtle's there to back him up. Although Mr. Turtle's down from Comeback King, Incipiens will find Comeback King on Virus, ready to take down the dragon that is Incipiens with an op. It's opened up the
Incipiens.
outside.
Incipiens outside with an op. There's a third part to that, I think. He's been playing lights out outside today.
That's true, that's true. Well, I mean, he doesn't need an op to hold down outside, he just needs an AK and the W button.
That's true. Not very gamer-like of him to be very effective outside, but we'll forgive him. Ruben gets one of the Virus. It's just not beating 1 versus 3. He does get the headshot to Ruben in heaven, but Danny will take him out from the secret position there.
Hang on, when did Ruben get on top of the silo? When did he get on a marshmallow? Who was watching NCI's back?
I don't know. They didn't really have a cipher to place the trips behind. I think he just kind of ran.
Well,
UCD now on match point.
celebratory incendiary grenade. Who needed the 3 HP, right?
It's a party popper.
Incipiens looking for Fabulous Sean. Fabulous Sean with a deagle, trying to out-op the opper.
I want to see this outside fight. I will give it up. As 2 kills do go in favor of NCI. 3 kills go in favor of NCI.
Change his mind, he will find Soft Beef. He did get a bit of collateral damage on the Fabulous Sean, which he will finish off on the second hit. Virus hiding for his dear life. And he will manage to trick Incipiens, and you can tell by the mouse wiggle that he's pretty happy about that.
Just Aiden now left in a 1 versus 3. Does not have the bomb, and he very nearly going to get knifed there, but he turned at the right moment, forcing Jackman to show him a bit of respect and shoot him in the end. UCD still doing okay money-wise. They can probably get a decent enough buy this round.
They're not out of it yet. Still match point, and it's gonna be match point until someone wins.
Indeed. NCI actually still not too hot in the economy. Zombie still forced onto a deagle there. And they're still lacking on some grenades. Oh, Zombie still, what was that?
Soft Beef. Absolutely beautiful headshot onto Incipiens. That's the outside. That's the real outside oppressor gone, and now NCI Panthers are gonna have much more breath to move. Zobbeef does try to get into A side, but Mr. Turtle is just in a different position and managed to take him down with the M4.
I think that's a problem NCI are quickly learning, is that UCD don't just have one problem player. Any one player can step up in a given round and suddenly land a 2k or a 3k that just completely takes away control from NCI, as Mr. Turtle has done there with those 2 kills. And Ruben gets a third onto Virus, leaving just Jackman and comeback. I don't think Jackman spotted Aiden at the ramp there, but he will get him at the re-peek. It's 2 versus 3 now. Comeback and peek out Ruben. He will get that kill, and it's a 2 versus 2 now as the T's move towards the lower bomb side. Jackman will find Danny, and now it's just Mr. Turtle left in a 1 versus 2.
Vague idea about where they're going, but he's not entirely sure. They did just kill everyone in ramp, but they could be going the other direction. Bit of a scouting, bit of a long flank from Mr. Turtle. Bomb goes down.
I like this. They had seen him on A previously, so they would expect him to be towards vents, or perhaps secret if he pushed outside. Ramps will be the very last place they'll check, but I'm sure they'll be watching it nonetheless.
Comeback King's positioning with that AWP, it would be a little bit of a concern. So Turtle does come to peek. Gets a lovely headshot, knocking Comeback King down to 4 HP and finishing it off. It's just Jackman.
Mr. Turtle does not have a kit, however. I think time will be against him here, as Jackman will drop that Molotov, and he's just going to want to hold on to that M4. He may go for the kill here just for fun. That he will, picking up his 4th of the round. His 22nd kill of the game. A wonderful 4K coming out from him to keep NCI humble. They're not coming back yet. They're gonna have to spend some money if they want to try and keep on top of things here. I think they're 8th round, slowly closing up the gap.
Comeback King will be continuing to lead his team into his namesake. Hopefully being able to silence players like Incipients, who have just gone for a full save this round. So you'd think this would just go handily in NCI's pocket, and by the look of the player positions that may happen, NCI have decided to rush the area that UCD aren't in, and now both teams are about to collide on B site. Incipients first to engage with Jackman, although he will try to fall back after peppering a little bit of damage. Jackman will find him in the corner. They'll find a second on the Ruben. The bomb is down. It's Turtle for more. He'll help out. He'll help out Aiden with the Comeback King. Jackman will get another onto Mr. Turtle. It's just Danny and Aiden having to hold off this attack. It may be team deathmatch mode, but we're still playing bomb, guys. Zobbeef and Virus settling back down. Zobbeef, Virus finishing the last 2 off.
That was incredibly close for a team that just had 1 M4 and a bunch of lower end pistols.
Yeah. NCI getting a little bit too aggressive, but maybe this is keeping them in. I said the mental game earlier. Maybe that's just, get it all out. Get it all out. We lost a couple rounds, but we can chase UCD into a corridor and scare them this round.
I think NCI have finally had enough players to live to actually have a very comfortable buy this round. Although they are still lacking a little bit of utility. So are UCD, so that kind of cancels out a little bit. Incipients will spot some players in the outside position, as he does give them a bit of control here. I think he's going to catch one on the peak here. That he will. He takes out Jackman, but he has the information that they're all over A now.
Ruben hearing that bomb plant, they know the bomb is going down on A side. He will find one player, although Zobbeef will take him down in the refrag.
4 versus 3 now. Retake coming in from UCD. They're taking their time. They're gathering their positions. As Aiden picks up the opening kill onto Fabulous Sean. We'll pick up the second one to come back. Zobbeef gets one to Mr. Turtle, but Mr. Incipients trades it out for the final kill of the round, and that will be the defuse going in UCD's favour. 16-9 on Nuke, second map of the evening, and that is a 2-0 series from UCD. That was very entertaining. I don't know about you, but I very much enjoyed that.
It was very good. Very good Counter-Strike from UCD. Very good Counter-Strike coming from NCI as well. Just not able to pull the consistent comeback that really was needed to get them back into the game and win them this series. Of course, this being the group stages, we're only going to be playing these 2 maps, and being as late as it is, unfortunately, that is all we have time for Counter-Strike wise for this week. So 2 maps gone to the UCD Leviathans. 11-16 on... Or, well, we'll say 16-11 on Inferno and 16-9 on Nuke. I have been Nasperad. This has been Evan. And just before we go, let's have a quick look at the schedule for the rest of the week. Of course, we over here at ICE, we are running multiple tournaments. Today, being Wednesday, is Counter-Strike Day. Tomorrow we'll be back with more League of Legends, and I may be back on Friday with Rainbow Six Siege. Hopefully, no more tech pauses, and hopefully we'll see you then. Any last words before we go, Aiden or Evan, even?
Nothing much to say. Just it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Lovely. Thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.